Louisiana Civil Code Article 4. Absence of legislation or custom. What happens when there's no law that directly addresses a situation? Does the court just make things up as they go? Not exactly. Louisiana Civil Code Article 4 tells us what happens when legislation and custom don't provide an answer. Let's break it down. Civil Code Article 4 states, when no rule for a particular situation can be derived from legislation or custom, the court is bound to proceed according to equity. To decide equitably, resort is made to justice, reason, and prevailing usages. In simple terms, when no written law or established custom applies, the courts don't just throw in the towel, they apply equity instead. So what is equity? Equity is about fairness and reason. It allows the courts to make a decision based on principles of justice, logic, and common sense, rather than strict legal rules. Think of equity as the fallback option when the written law doesn't cover a specific issue. For example, let's say a legal dispute arises over a modern technology issue that wasn't anticipated when the Civil Code was written. Courts may rely on equity to make a fair ruling. When courts apply equity, they rely on three key factors. Number 1, justice. What would be fair in the situation at hand? Number 2, reason. What makes logical sense? And number 3, prevailing usages. What's commonly accepted as fair practice? So, even though the judge doesn't have a specific law to follow, their decision isn't random. It's guided by fairness and rationality. As a notary, you primarily deal with legislation, but understanding equity can help you recognize how gaps in the law might be handled in practice. For example, if a client asks for advice on an unusual contract situation and there's no direct law covering it, you can recognize that a court may decide based on equity. This can help you guide your clients in making informed decisions. So, now you know, when there's no law or custom to follow, Louisiana courts turn to equity, justice, and reason to fill in the gaps. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next episode, where we'll dive into Article 5. Also, check out my app, Louisiana Notary Intelligence, and grab my book, From Aspiring to Accomplished, Mastering Louisiana Notarial Success, available now on Amazon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.